Stop taking your health for granted. So why am I so strict about this, and what do I mean by this? So first of all, I'm saying this because I'm running a health coaching company. I'm Coach Ábris, founder of Demi Cycle Protocol, and we help high performers and corporate executives over the age of 40 and 50 sustainably get below 15% body fat, get in the best shape of their life, and double their natural energy levels without having to take stimulants, sleep drugs, sleep medication, counting calories, or training more than 2 to 3 hours per week. So I like to keep things simple and not being neurotic about your health, not being the biohacker type, not being the Huberman type who is always obsessed about optimizing every single metric, every single aspect of their health, while at the end of the day not ending up being healthy and just driving up your stress, your cortisol levels so much that you're not healthy at all. You end up being so stressed that you're actually limiting your lifespan. We are not that type of people. We don't particularly prefer that approach. We like keeping things simple, but keeping things simple doesn't mean that you shouldn't listen to little signs that your body is showing you or things that your body is trying to tell you. So just because you think that you are healthy, or you might claim, because many of our clients and people who apply to work with us by default thought that they are healthy, they are just not in a good shape, right? But the thing is, if you are out of shape and if you are just currently not satisfied with how you look, feel, and perform, you're feeling sluggish, tired, or groggy, that means that your body is telling you that, hey, you're aging faster than you're supposed to be. You're still supposed to have the mojo. You're still supposed to have the energy to keep going, to be around for your family, to be a good leader of your company or whatever environment you are the leader of, right? So if you're really the leader and the man that you say that you are, then why don't you have the energy levels that could support this claim, right? Why are you not waking up every single day, bursting out of energy, ready to crush the day, and go through all of your tasks to your, not just your best knowledge, but your best presence? Because presence is very important here. And if you say that, okay, I'm healthy because I don't have big health issues right now, I'm not sick very often, that alone doesn't mean anything. So there could be so many underlying conditions, so many things that your body is trying to tell to you, but you don't really notice, you ignore, that just not being sick doesn't mean that you're healthy, right? Just being free of medical costs currently doesn't mean that you will stay free in the future. So one of these signs, of course, is a high body fat level, or finding it easy to accumulate high amounts of body fat, right? So if you're at that point that you are over 15% body fat, even over 20, 25, 30% body fat as a man, that means that you're hormonally and metabolically not at the place where you want to be. And just let me clarify, this is not genetics. This is not something that is out of your control. You have complete control over not just your body fat levels and your body weight, but actually how fast you burn calories and how hormonally optimized you are for such a process, right? So what you want to acknowledge first is testosterone levels. So the higher your body fat levels are, the lower your testosterone will get, the higher your stress hormone cortisol level will rise up, and there will be also spikes in your estrogen, which is primarily a female hormone. And as the result of these female hormones accumulating in your body, you will keep gaining more and more body fat, because estrogen is primarily supporting gaining body fat, right? Testosterone is supporting losing fat and gaining lean muscle mass and giving you more energy, more drive. This is not a coincidence that they say that testosterone is what makes effort feel good, because really when you have high testosterone, you want to do hard things, you want to challenge yourself, you become more competitive, you become more of a leader archetype if you have a high testosterone. But if you don't happen to have high testosterone and you have a high amount of body fat, that comes with a lot of risks. So not just being imbalanced hormonally and, growing those man boobs and just accumulating more and more belly fat, this visceral fat below your abdominals. So this is actually dangerous because that's attacking your organs. And you can never know which one of your organs gets sick or, gets a failure first. So this is a lottery game, especially over the age of 40 and 50, if you don't take care of your body. And this means so much more than appearance, because you can never know when a completely, like, seemingly healthy person in an okay-ish, well, I don't think being shaped like a pear is okay, but let's say like an average shape. So how the average American looks like right now, and let's say he doesn't have any sickness or whatever, no particular organ problems, but suddenly he collapses at the age of 45 and it's game over. You don't want to be that person. You don't want to end up in that situation that you're seemingly healthy, you feel like you're healthy, then suddenly shit hits the fan because your body weight was too much, or like your hormones were not optimal, your blood pressure was too high and you didn't pay attention to it. These are things that you don't particularly notice at first, but they from time to time keep reminding you that you can't take your health for granted. For example, let's talk about your joint health, because many of the clients that come to me, especially around the age of 40, they still have some drive, some motivation to keep it going in the gym. They go like crazy and then they get injured, right? And then after we start working together, we familiarize them with the concepts of mobility, joint health, and so on and so on. Why? Because usually above the age of 35, like every 2 to 3 years, you get a major injury if you're consistent with your training. Why? Because you are not putting enough effort, or not effort, but attention towards prevention, towards doing those movements which are sparing for your joints, and also mobilizing them on a regular basis, and eating the nutrition that supports your joint health, high in electrolytes, particularly calcium, potassium, sodium, of course in the right and appropriate quantities. I don't want to get too much into the science of this. I just want to raise awareness that, okay, joint health is also important, and a back pain is not supposed to be normal, especially not at the age of 35 or 40, not even later. So just because you have pains and aches somewhere and you don't pay attention to it, the pain is still there and it will keep threatening you, and it can lead to more injuries, higher inflammation, more complications later on, and even more pain. So why is there inflammation in your body? Why is that normalized? Why is that supposed to be something which is the average, then it is accepted? No, you shouldn't be accepting being average, because if you accepted being average about your career, you wouldn't be a high achiever right now, you wouldn't have a successful business right now, or you wouldn't be in a position economically and socially where you are well respected, right? So if you don't settle for average when it comes to business, why would you settle for average when it comes to your health? Especially knowing that the average today is garbage. Average is garbage. This is why I say, of course, in terms of health. So I'm not trying to downplay, of course, the amazing things that humans do, but when it comes to health, like the American standard today, but even the European standard is so low. We have accepted that men have man boobs and beer bellies, and the dead bod is basically the standard over the age of 30. And that's not okay, because that's metabolically not healthy because of your eating habits. So not because of your genetics, but because of your eating habits. You do not burn energy at the pace as you used to when you were younger. And it has nothing to do with your age in particular. It's just you have been consistent with practicing the wrong habits for years, the wrong nutritional choices, snacking on crackers in the evening or whatever. You're raising the fridge at 2 a.m. because you're suddenly hungry, or having an irregular sleep schedule, which drives up your hunger hormone levels and drives down your satiety hormone levels, so you need more food to satisfy yourself. So all of these, the way they are interconnected, have led you to have a slow metabolism today. But it's not your genetics, it's not something that's out of your control, it's completely within your control. You just need to pay attention to it a little bit and follow the right systems and put them into place in order to be able to have a fast metabolism again and to have an optimal hormone system again. Doing the right exercises, eating the right food, and of course taking the right supplements. And that doesn't mean that you should have like 100% clean diet. So for example, what we do with our clients is eating 80% high protein whole foods, and we reserve 20% for their fun foods. So they never feel like they have to cheat on their diet, because that's part of their diet, right? Because it's also important to optimize for dopamine and serotonin, the happiness hormones, right? And mental health. So I can totally understand that you might be a little bit afraid of, becoming a person who practices those habits that will ultimately lead to health and longevity and the physique that you can be proud of. I can understand if you want to step back from this, but if you know for sure that there is a sustainable way that you can enjoy and a lifestyle that you could follow for the rest of your life without having to be neurotic about your health, I'm pretty sure that you would say that, okay, sign me up right now and I want to practice this lifestyle. But the thing is, this lifestyle is different for everyone, so this is what we, Demi Cycle Protocol, do the best in the world, I think. We find and identify those habits, those opportunities in your lifestyle, which will ultimately lead you to performing, looking and feeling at your absolute best. But for that, you have to have the mindset of, okay, you can't take your health for granted, because you can collapse anytime. You can have an unexpected issue anytime, especially if you are overweight, or especially if you are hormonally not optimized, or if your metabolism got slow because of your habits, not because of your genetics. Or if by default you have high blood pressure, right? So all of these things that are looking like minor issues because you haven't had any like big health problems so far, that doesn't mean that you won't have. So these seemingly minor issues can lead to very, very big problems, and this is what I want to raise awareness of, that you can never take your health for granted, and just because you're not sick, that doesn't mean that you're completely healthy. So what does a healthy person look like? Well, a healthy person doesn't have a problem with walking 6,000 to 8,000 steps per day. That's a pretty basic habit. A healthy person can go up 3 or 4 stairs without having to catch for breath, and can go up 10 stairs without running out of breath. A healthy person can swim consecutively for 5 minutes. It's not that high standard. A healthy person can drop down to the floor and do 20 push-ups any given amount of time, or at any given point of time, and do 5 regular repetitions of pull-ups with slow eccentrics. So you're slowly coming down from the bar. This is what I mean by slow eccentrics. So a healthy person can do all these things. A healthy person can keep up the rhythm with their kids or with their grandkids. And ultimately, a healthy man is bursting out of testosterone, is driven to do his job, to drive his family forward, to crush in business every single day, and he doesn't have a problem with information processing and decision making. So he makes decisions fast, he makes them right, and he is not hesitating, he is not pushing out of things that are important to him, but and he's not afraid of his own success, because the primary reason why most men at around the age of 40 are hesitating to make important decisions for their health, for example, because they are afraid of what happens when they succeed. This is a reverse psychology over here, but you are not actually afraid of failing, you are afraid of your own success. So What if it ends up working? Of course it ends up working, because these systems are proven, right? The principles for human health haven't changed. The basics haven't changed for thousands of years by now. Otherwise, we wouldn't have had those ripped and lean looking Greek statues in the ancient times. So the culture, the physical culture, the culture of physique has always been here. It's always been part of our survival, not just to look good, but to actually be functional, to perform good. And how the hell it would have happened without optimal amounts of, for example, testosterone in your body, without optimal sleep, so you feel well rested, so you will feel energetic the next morning, and you can keep crushing your goals every single day, you can provide for your family, and you can keep building your status as a man, because status is very important, right? And after a certain amount of time, I'm talking about this in one of my other videos, that there are many different types of status for a man, but after a certain amount of time and after a certain amount of wealth accumulated, health becomes your status, and ultimately health is wealth, because this extends your time that you can spend on this planet and the quality of that time. So during that time, you can scale your business better, you can build more relationships, better relationships, you can be present in those relationships, so you're not just there, but you're actually engaged actively, and you become a better persuader. So this is one of the best perks of being a healthy person in a good shape, is that you just become better at persuading, because people see the discipline that you have. Your body, your physique conveys the amount of discipline that you can put into something, the consistency, and that you respect yourself. Because if you respect yourself, it becomes immediately easier to respect and pay attention to others. So pay attention to your health first. Do not neglect this only illiquid asset that you care about when it is gone, right? Because at the end of the day, your health is an asset. Everything that you have built up so far in your life is thanks to your health. It's thanks to you having a heart that beats efficiently, lungs that can breathe, right? And a whole set of organs, muscles and bones and joints and connective tissue which holds this whole machine together, right? And of course, your brain, because the brain is also part of your physical health. And the thing is, once it deteriorates or is gone or just basically worsens in quality, this is when you really start caring about it. Everything else you stop caring about once you get your health taken away from you. You know, a sick man only has one wish. A healthy man has 1,000 wishes, right? And I would rather have you be someone with 1,000 wishes and ambitions and the drive to crush it every single day than be the person with only one wish I would be healthy. So pay attention to the signs. If you happen to be overweight right now, or have a high body fat, or you feel like you don't have the drive that you used to have before, you don't have those testosterone levels, and you want to be feeling, looking and performing at your absolute best, and you happen to be over 40 years old, I highly recommend you to make an assessment of your health, not just based on how many sicknesses you have, or do you have any health issues that you are aware of right now. Also examine what you are not aware of. Listen to your body, listen to these signs, look at your hormones, look at your energy levels, observe how you look like, how you perform, what kind of exercises that you can do, how fast you get tired, what is your endurance in the bed, how is your sexual life, how is your mental focus. So ask yourself these questions, assess yourself, and immediately if you find out that something is not where a healthy person should be, or you feel like this is not okay, I'm not feeling good in my body, and enough is enough, it's time to get this fixed, then you got to the point where you can go to the description of this video and book a free call with us, and based on the questions that you will fill out, we will already make a game plan for you and a roadmap of how it would look like for you to completely transform your health in the next 6 months and to become unrecognizable. And if you like it and if we are a good fit, we can talk about working together one-on-one. And but if you are not willing to do this assessment on your health, if you're not willing to acknowledge that there is a problem, or if you have already acknowledged that there is a problem but you still prefer procrastinating and you're still afraid of making decisions, you're still afraid of making a commitment and an investment to your health, then probably this video and booking a call with us might not be for you. Or if it is for you but you're still afraid of making a decision, then you have to train your mind first. You have to get your brain in shape first, and for that you can watch my previous videos where I help you do just that. And if you enjoy this one and me juggling with an orange and apple just completely randomly, then press a like and the subscribe button and share this with your family, your friends, and your teammates, your employees, whoever you think could benefit from this, and whoever is over the age of 40 and might have not listened to the signals that their body is sending to them. So this is it for today. Thanks for watching, guys, and see you in the next one.